first thing I think you need to know is I'm a physical guy, right? I learn kinesthetically. I'm a soldier, right? That's my business. So my insights come from punishing the body. That's where I feel most comfortable. What I'd like to share with you is an insight that I had doing a weight program. It's called the Wendler 531. And what you do is you simply plug in your 1 rep max for 4 exercises, and it spits out a month's worth of exercises. At the end of that month, you add 5 pounds to the calculus, and then it recalculates it. Well, a few months ago, I was doing a particular lift, a military press overhead, and I had a particularly good day. I just felt very strong. I put more weight up more times than I ever had. I just felt powerful. And I was like, 5 pounds a month. That means right now, today, this very minute, I am 1 pound stronger than I was last Monday on the same lift. Sweet. I will bank that, right? I mean, that's money made. And then I thought, that means this time next year, I'll be able to put my entire body weight overhead. Fantastic. And so the whole day I was kind of just thinking, 1 pound stronger, 1 pound stronger. It just resonated with me. And as I was walking to the latrine, that's why I do my best thinking, the thought occurred to me, that's great, Brian, but how are you going to become 1 pound kinder, right? How is your day filled with 1 more pound of gratitude? How am I a 1 pound stronger husband? How am I a 1 pound better officer? How am I a 1 pound better soldier? And it floored me, frankly. I was like, this isn't just going to happen, right? I'm not going to wake up Gandhi tomorrow. It's got to be deliberate, right? It's got to be, I like to say, with purpose, not on purpose. I've got to intentionally choose to do the things that I want to do, to build, to craft my life. And I think about that compared to what I like to call the recipes to hate yourself, right? 10 pounds in 10 days, no hunger, right? I saw one this morning on the news. It's this KE diet. People are sticking tubes up their nose and shoving protein down their throats for 10 days to lose 20 pounds to fit into a wedding dress. I want to say, he loves you for who you are, right? He doesn't see those. I mean, he sees the authentic you. He asked you to marry him with those 20 pounds. And what these things do, earn 5,000 months or $5,000 in a month from home, all of these lies, I think the message is, you're not worth it, right? You're not worth the effort. You're not worth the daily long fight that it's going to take to craft who you should be, who you can be at your best. And I don't think it helps at all. What you do is you fail. And when you fail with these recipes to hate yourself, it ignites 2 insidious brain functions we have, the negativity bias and the confirmation bias, right? The negativity bias is rotten things are stickier, right? We remember, you fail one time and whoosh, you remember every single failure, all the bad things you've ever done, and it snowballs. And then that ignites confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is that we seek out, we find evidence to support beliefs that we already have. And some of our beliefs, some of them deep held, they don't help a lot. They're inaccurate, and they might be, I'm not worth it, right? So we do these recipes for hate, and we confirm a suspicion that we already have, and that just doesn't help. So why 1 pound stronger? 1 pound stronger is evidence, right? It builds evidence to overcome the negativity bias and the confirmation bias. It's real. It's not even, it's so small it's almost not noticeable, but it's sustainable, right? That's a theme here. It's sustainable. I'm not talking about becoming vegetarian. I'm just talking eat more vegetables, right? Take your vitamins. Hold the door always. Those are small. And then I had this thought, they're like on the margins, right? Marginal change. And so I thought, well, how much room is in the margins, right? I mean, it's wasted space. We don't use it. So I did the math, I swear. Is it 10%, 20%? No, it's almost 40%, right? Would you waste 40% of your time, 40% of your money, 40% of your health No, let's maximize it. And so I think, what is a marginal change? Which leads me to, I guess, what I'd say, stuff those margins full of good habits, right? And then if you look at it, it's kind of like a frame, right? Or like a, more likely, scaffolding, right? A support structure around your life. That is where it's the stabilizer muscles, if you will. And why willpower? Well, willpower is interesting, right? The study of willpower. To willfully act, that's a prefrontal cortex activity, right? That's the SUV of energy consumption in the brain. It just sucks the life right out of you, takes everything you've got. But what we want are habits, right? Habits, something you do every day. Habits, that activity slips back in the brain to the basal ganglia. That's the Prius, right? We can drive for days on habits. I mean, did you really fight with your toothbrush this morning? Right? It just happens. So, small incremental changes. And then now, I'm a physical guy, right? Like I told you. I'll try and show you visually what I'm talking about. I like to run the stairs at Stadium High School. In fact, we even put a race there. I love it. Here's where not to look. Whoa. 1,414 steps. That's the Stadium Bowl. You want to quit before you start, right? That doesn't help. What about that? Whoa. Don't look back, right? You can't, whether it's past glory or past regret, it doesn't help. Come to terms with it. Move on. Where do we need to be? Right here. Right? Here's where the money's made. 1 pound stronger, right here, right now. Totally alive, feeling it. Here, you can feel it. The pain is there at one step at a time, but it's manageable, right? This I can do, and so can you. Thanks a lot.